Model steam engines for beginners, part 42. Two Stuart 10 series engines and some steam-powered boiler feed pumps that have been through my workshop in the past. I really am not a collector. I like playing with and working on miniature steam engines. But after a while I like to move them on and buy some more. To do the same, work on them, improve them and play with them. These days I do not list them on the website for sale. I just make a video, put it on Patreon and offer them at good prices to my kind Patreon supporters. This is one such video that I made a while back. I hope you enjoy it. All the engines shown in this video were sold in 2017. This is a Stuart number 10, a 10V, and it's a really old one. I've not overcleaned it, it's in really good condition and runs well, as you will see in a moment. It's got a little bit of patina or patina, depending on how you pronounce it, on the flywheel that would clean off, but I like it the way it is. I've never done much with this engine apart from cladding the cylinder with some brass sheet, and as you can see it runs very sweetly. Stuart 10Vs are classified as a high-speed steam engine and they really do go fast. With not much pressure, it goes so fast I have to hold on to it. In this clip the engine is running sitting on a piece of Scotch-Brite, which stops it rattling about on the soundboard that it's sat on. My main workbench has two 7 1/4 inch gauge rails on it, and I always have a piece of wood on top of the two rails which acts as a soundboard. I frequently modify, service and repair model steam engines, so the soundboard makes it very easy to diagnose problems. The next Stuart model to have a look at is a double 10V. This is two number 10s together on a common bed plate. This is possibly the most popular. I've had quite a lot of these over the years. This is an exceptional one though. It was built from a factory machine kit many years ago. I do like Stuart model steam engines, but it all depends how well they've been machined and built, and this one has been very well machined and very well put together. I'm just oiling it, and now as you can see it runs beautifully. It runs incredibly slowly. I don't know how many pounds per square inch is actually going into the engine at this stage. The pressure is only just sufficient to hold the slide valves onto the ports, yet the engine runs very well and very sweetly. The pressure gauge on the compressor that shows the output is showing nothing at all. And in common with the 10V, a double 10V is also capable of high speed running. But in this case I'm keeping the speed moderate because I don't want the vibration to make the steam engine wobble off the bench. There's quite a lot of reciprocating mass on a twin-cylinder steam engine. This engine always self-starts and it responds very well to the regulator. This Stuart double 10V is fitted with Stuart cylinder drain cocks. These are not really necessary on an engine of this size, but they do enhance the appearance of the steam engine. I made up and fitted the splined output shaft to connect it to a universal joint for use in a boat, but I never got round to fitting it in a boat. It's a bit too nice to fit in a boat. It looks really good on my shelf. And just to illustrate the fact that not all Stuart engines are created equal, this Stuart double 10V was built from a set of castings, not by me, and it's not built from a factory machine kit. Quite a lot of the Stuart double 10V steam engines that I've had over the years are built to this standard. This one rattles and knocks as a lot of them do. I'll put it on a piece of Scotch-Brite just to shut that up for the moment. I've had both of the cylinder covers off and had a look at the pistons. The existing pistons don't look like each other and they're both just about a rattle fit in the cylinders. When I get some time I will fix this engine and serialise it in video form. And now for something completely different. A very small Duplex twin-cylinder boiler feed water pump. This really is small. The pump, not including the base, is about 3.5 inches tall or just under, and this is model engineering at its best in my opinion. This pump was built in 2002 by the late Mr. Bernard Walker, who was a friend of mine, and it runs quite well. These kind of pumps can be very quirky, and this one doesn't like to start initially when you apply the pressure to it. But if you throttle the exhaust, it stops and starts fine. Full-size steam pumps can also be a bit quirky. What you've just seen me do on screen is inject some oil into the pump cylinder, just to make sure it doesn't prematurely wear. In normal operation, the water going through the pump cylinders is lubrication in itself. And here's an example of that. I've connected water pipes, and you can clearly see as the pump's working, even when I put my fingers over the end of the pipe to restrict the flow, there's considerable pressure there, so everything works fine at the water pump end as well. In this clip I'm holding a ruler behind the engine to show how small this pump really is. It's tiny. It's a great little model, but really I don't think this is a practical working proposition. It's a great thing to have on the shelf to say to people, look, this is a Duplex steam pump. I wouldn't recommend it in a practical application actually feeding a boiler. But as what I would call a museum quality model, it is exceptional. I also have another Duplex type pump built by the late Mr. Bernard Walker. This one is an inch taller than the other one. Still very, very small. The brass plaque on the engine says that this one was built in 2001, so he built this one before he built the really tiny one. And this one is a bit of a problem. When I first got it, it ran okay, it was a little bit lumpy, and then it stopped running. The steamways through this engine are made up by having some plates on the back of the steam chest, and I think what's happened is one of these gaskets has blown between the plates, so it wants dismantling and new gaskets making, and then generally checking and realigning. Anyone out there watching this who's done some work on steam pumps of this size and this design will know exactly what the problem is, as indeed so do I. The first thing I would do would be to make new gaskets for between the plates that make up the steam ports, and then it's just a case of fiddling about with it for quite a long time. At this moment I have far too many ongoing projects, so really speaking I cannot get involved in this. It's been sat on the shelf for quite some time now, and again it's a nice thing to look at, but I'm always itching to mess with it, and many hours can go by while I mess with this pump. The two oversized screws in the bottom part of the valve stops were two that I fitted, because the existing ones had been adjusted so much they were a little bit of a rattle fit. But these screws really need replacing with hexagon bolts like the top ones. But that still wouldn't make it work, and it would still make me insane if I work on it. I mean, look, it's so close to working. But anyway, that's enough of that, because I'm going to go into obsess mode and take the thing apart. And that is it for this video. Stay safe, stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my main Steam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.